Good morning, my budgeting friends. Welcome back to Work Right Planner. On this channel, we talk about my budgeting journey as I learn about finance and try to pay off 6 figures of overall debt. Here I share my successes and my failures in hopes that I can provide a path for someone else so that they don't make the same mistakes that I did. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, pull up a seat, stay a while. Today, we are going to set up the March budget. So I have here my stickers. These are the last set that you will see like this because that is thick and I can't afford all the sticker paper, although I love the grids. I'm gonna go back to doing them the old way. So this is the March sticker set, and these include extras to be able to sell. So yeah, it takes a lot less sticker paper to do those. So yeah, these will be the last ones that you see that are set up with the grids. Let's get to this. Okay, now that we've got that part out of the way, let's start writing in the March budget. Now, I'm not starting out on the calendar this time. If you would rather see me put the stickers out of where the bills are going to be, let me know and I'll do that next month when I do the April budget. But I feel like these videos get real long, so I was trying to figure out what I could skip, and so I did that. But if you'd rather see that, let me know. Okay, so for income for March is going to be a rough month. Of course, I am a salary employee at my first job, so that income doesn't really change much. My second job, I threw my back out, and so I didn't get to work last week, but I'm still gonna budget the 160 and we'll see what happens. And I'm gonna create the other category because you never know what's gonna show up. But the $22.98 and 160 comes out to $2,458, so that's my normal monthly income as it stands right now. Where the problem is gonna come in is when I start doing the bills, because Eric had kind of a rough month, and that means that my income needs to cover more toward the joint budget than what it normally does, and my income of course does not change, so it gets a little rough. Let me move this up so that you can see as I'm doing the math here. We're going to start with the fixed bills like always because those don't change and they have to be paid. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to write in the categories and then I'll come back and do the amounts with you. Okay, so we have all of our categories here, and now it's time to start writing in amounts. Accident insurance is always $24. The bank fee is $3. Car insurance will be $66. Car wash is $25, although I need to look into this because I drove past there yesterday and apparently they have been bought out. Nobody said anything to me. But the name that is on the building is no longer the name of the company that I am paying, so I need to go by there. Of course, we had all those crazy storms come through yesterday and high wind and I think a tornado actually. They haven't said for sure yet, but I'm pretty sure there was a tornado. That was some scary stuff. But anyway, we were without power for, 15 hours? And it was cold, y'all. It's very, very cold. Anyway, we have power now, obviously. But yeah, I didn't stop by there because the weather was bad. and no sense washing your car when the weather's bad. But I'm gonna go by there and find out what's going on, because that might be something that's going away. The cell phone, I'm gonna budget $61. This is the first month. I got the text message yesterday that they have applied where I traded in my phone. So I will learn whenever I get the next bill what my actual amount's gonna be, and I'll know where to budget from there. Electric, I am budgeting $176, but like I said, I do my own version of the budget billing for my electric and natural gas. So if that's something you guys are interested in knowing more about, just drop me a comment. I don't care to share that information with you. Internet, this month I'm putting $59. Natural gas is going to be $43. OnStar is $7. Storage is $75. And when it gets warmer, my goal is to get rid of that completely if I can. Well, when it gets warmer and my back is better. So I've got $1 for iCloud, but I might have to move that to my business budget, because the only reason I'm paying that $1 is so that I can transfer the videos over. So I think I'm going to start taking that out of my business budget. But for right now, it's here because this is the account that it comes out of. Okay, Hulu is getting 9. Netflix is getting 12, but I talked to Eric yesterday. You know, these are things that are on our joint account, and I can't just cancel them because we're both paying toward them. So I did tell him that, you know, these services are going to have to go if we can't do something different. So we'll see. He's checking into what might be a cheaper plan for Netflix, and you know, that might help some. SiriusXM, I am budgeting $8 for that. I did call them and tell them I wanted to cancel, and they gave me my old plan back. So for right now, I'm keeping that, but if it's still this tight, I can't cover everything that I want to cover. So something will have to give at some point. And then $16 for Audible. The Audible, I'm debating on getting rid of that one. I love to read, you guys, and I just don't have time to read. And I'm in the middle of James Clear's Atomic Habits, and I'm so excited because it's the first book I've been able to read, and I don't know when, but it's taking me forever to get through it because I'm learning that I don't really have time to listen to it and really glean information from it either. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm gonna add all of this up and we'll get our total. Okay, so $585. We're gonna make that negative, and we're gonna add 2458 because that's going to subtract it, and we've got $1873 as we go into the variable expenses. I'm going to scoot this over so you can hopefully see better, and I'm going to write in the categories and be right back with you. Okay, so like I said, the money did not go as far this month. We don't have nearly as many categories that we're able to put money to because I have to make debt payments. So for Eat Out, we're only going to budget $100 this time. I know last time we had $150 and I was so proud that we didn't go over that much. We're going to try to do even better this month. I hope we can do it. Gas and oil is going to get $150 because got to have a way to get to work. Groceries is going to get $300. We've actually had to drop the grocery budget because there just wasn't enough money to put in there what we'd like to. So hopefully I can do as well as I did last month. Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed. Household, 18. Miscellaneous is gonna get 35 because we know we're gonna spend some money somewhere. Paula, I'm contributing $21. Pets are getting $52, and toiletries are getting $20. So let me add all of this up and we'll do some more math. This one has come out to be $696, so if we make that negative and we add it to $1873, then that's going to give us $1,177 as we move into our bottom category, which is debt and savings. So let me scoot that up and make sure that you guys can see. I'm going to write in our categories here. Okay, y'all, this is what we've got. I'm really kind of sad that this is so full down here. Okay, sinking funds are getting a whopping $59 because that's all I could squeeze out. Savings is getting $7. Wah, wah. Okay, Capital One is gonna get $73 from me. The Chevy is gonna be $216. My Kia student loan payment is always $175. The Kia car, my contribution is gonna be $121. Lowe's is $75. The mortgage mortgage, my contribution to the mortgage is $394. Murray State, that one is always $25 until I can get Lowe's paid off anyway. It's $25. And Wells Fargo, for that furniture, my contribution is $32. So hopefully all of this adds up to $1177. Let's see how that goes. $1177, which means we have a zero-based budget. That's great. Having a zero-based budget overall means that we have a plan for every dollar that's going to come in. Now, I could end up with more, I could end up with less. We have to adjust the plan. We all know what they say about plans, but we have a plan. So now we're going to take this and we're going to break it out into the paychecks that I expect to receive during March. Okay, so we're going to look at the March 10th paycheck budget. That one I expect to be $80. Let me go ahead and write in my categories and then we'll come back and talk dollar amounts. These are the categories that I know should come out of this check. I do my budget in Excel first. If you all ever want to see that process, I can show it to you, but I like to do it there because Excel will do the math for me and I can immediately see how it affects different variables when I change things. So for Audible, we're gonna do the whole $16 out of this one. So that adds up to 16. 80 minus 16 is 64. So we have $64 heading into the variable expenses. Now on that one, I'm gonna put the whole $18 out of the household. Miscellaneous is gonna get 17. Paula is gonna get 10. I'm gonna break that one up. And then the toiletries will also get 10. So we're gonna do 18 plus 17 plus 10 plus 10 is 55. We're going to make that negative and add 64, which is going to give us 9. So we've got $9 headed into Father's Day and Mother's Day. Father's Day, we're going to do 6. And Mother's Day, we're gonna do 3. And so that gives us our 9. And 9 minus 9 gives us a zero-based budget for that paycheck. So this is a good plan, okay? Let's move on to the next one. I'm gonna scoot this up so that you can see. Okay, this is gonna be the March 15th paycheck. And I expect to get $1,148 and some change, but the change always goes to my buffer. And then let me write in the categories and I'll come back and do the amounts again. So the car insurance is $66, car wash is $25, electric is going to get $176 on this check, internet will get $59, natural gas is going to get the whole $43 that we budgeted, OnStar is $7, and iCloud is $1. So let's add all of this up. Okay, that gives us $377. I'm gonna make that negative and I'm gonna add $1148, and that's gonna give us $771 as we head into our variable expenses. Now, for eating out, we've only got $100 for the month, so I split that between my paychecks. We're gonna get $50 here. Same for gas, we're gonna get half of it, $75, and the same for groceries. So the budget is $300. I'm gonna take $150 out of this check. Pet is gonna get the full $52, and I wrote SiriusXM as variable, I think because they changed the price on me last month, but I probably should have had that and I fixed. Oh well. Okay, so let's add these up. So that is $335. We're going to make that negative and add the $771, and that means we've got $436 left. So Microsoft 365 is going to get $7. Capital One will get $73. Kia is going to get $121. Lowe's is getting $75. Now my mortgage, I had to split it in half this month, y'all. I couldn't take it all out of the second big paycheck. So the mortgage is going to get $103, and it's okay. It's okay if we need to do that, because I'm actually putting the money aside this month to pay it at the 1st of April. So if I need to split that into 2 checks, it's fine. As long as I don't spend the money, you know, this $103, and I keep it until April, we're good. MSU is $25 and Wells Fargo is $32. So let's add all of this up. And it does come out to be the $436 that we wanted it to be. So $436, mark this out. That gives us a very good plan for this paycheck because it's zero based. Okay, on to the next one. Y'all, I started to record this and put the wrong date on it. Okay, so this paycheck is going to be March 24th for $80, and we don't have any fixed expenses budgeted out of this. So the full $80 is carrying over into the variable. Let me go ahead and write down my categories, and then I'll come back and talk numbers with you. Miscellaneous is going to get $18. Paula's going to get the other 11. Toiletries is going to get 10. So that's 28, and 10 is 39. So 39, and that's going to be 41 because half of, yeah, Lord. Okay, so $41 going into Christmas. Christmas is going to get 32. Father's Day is going to get the other half, so it's going to get 6. And Mother's Day is getting the other half of that one, so that's going to be 3. So that's 9, 32 is 41. So 41 minus 41 is a zero-based budget for that one. So we have another good plan going. And now for the last one. Okay, this last paycheck is going to be the March 30th paycheck, and it should be $1,150. I'm going to go through and write in the categories and be right back with the money. If you don't like for me to write in the categories, let me know. That way I know not to do this anymore, okay? But I'm going to go do it now. So accident insurance is going to get 24. Bank fee is always 3. Cell phone is going to be 61. Storage will be 75. Hulu is getting 9, and Netflix is going to get 12. So that's it for our fixed expenses. Let's add all that up. So that came out to be $184. We're going to make that negative and add in the $11.50, and that gives us $966 as we head into variable. Now variable, eat out is getting the other $50, gas and oil is getting the other $75, and groceries is getting the other half, so that's $150. And then I've written Mother's Day in the wrong spot. Mother's Day is getting the other part of it, and that's $9. Y'all, I need some sleep. Yesterday was a rough day. All those storms and wind, and it was crazy, you guys. I was watching as roof tiles were being pulled off of my neighbor's house, and like you couldn't hardly see anything else. It was crazy. 2 air conditioners were ripped off the top of a local factory and took out a bunch of light poles. My coworker's fence is gone. Like, it was a crazy storm. Okay, so that came out to $284. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there. It was exciting. $966. So that leaves us with $682 as we head over into debt, and we've got our biggest debt payments coming out over here. So the Chevy is $216, the Kia is $175, and the mortgage is $291. Unfortunately, this month we don't have anything set aside for the debt snowball, so hopefully I come up with some extra income in here somewhere that I can throw at the debt. But with that being said, so I'm going to put down my excess income plan. This is the plan for March. Okay, so as always, change goes into the buffer, and the remainder goes to the variable expenses, which we'll go over in a minute. Okay, from there, if it is greater than or equal to $100, then I get $25 to spend however I want. If it is less than or equal to $100, and that does not happen often, that's why I give myself $25 when it does, but yeah, it's less than or equal to $100, I get nothing. And then after those 2 stages, this is what the plan's going to be. We're going to break it out into debt and Murphy, because we want to continue to grow the Murphy, savings challenges, because that stuff is a lot of fun, and then eating out. And I'm going to do that as 55% is going to go to debt, 20% is going to go to Murphy, 15% is going to go to savings challenges, and 10% is going to go to eating out. So we will see how this does, but that's the current plan. Now, let's go talk variable income budget, because yeah. Okay, you guys, on my variable income budget, I'm going to set this up there where you can see it. Now, this month, normally I don't. Normally, everything that I take out of my budget that I'd like to be in there goes on here, and I try to fund as much of it as I can before I put money to debt. But I have decided that I need to cut myself the same slack that I'm cutting to my fiance, because these months where he's an entrepreneur, he owns his own business, some months are really good and some months are not as good. And I need to recognize that the months that are not as good for him are also not as good for me, because, you know, since we're trying to split bills, that makes me have to be out more than I had intended to. So I'm going to cut myself some slack. And if it's something that I wouldn't make him put the money back in, then I'm not going to put the money back in either if I can't afford to pay it either. So I'm just going to go through, and what I'm going to list here is the stuff that I really want to be able to put the money into. So if I get extra money, I'm going to fund this stuff, and then I'll move on to doing something different. But here we go. We're going to put money into birthdays because I want to be able to celebrate birthdays, and we've got birthdays coming up fast. So I took $14 for birthdays out of the budget. I also need car maintenance, and I took out $14 for that. Medical is $18. I don't necessarily need money in the account for medical, but he does. So I want to make sure that that's in there. I do want to put an additional $21 toward the Murphy Fund, which is my emergency fund for those who don't know already. The litter robot, if you guys have not heard me talk about that, that is like one of my top priorities. So I want to make sure that that money gets put in there, because I want that thing by the time Calvin emancipates, because y'all, I'm asthmatic and litter and I do not get along. And then overspent, I do want to put that money into the account because we have some categories that are overspent in, and I want us to cover those. So those are what, 6? Those are the 6 things that I want to be able to cover. Everything else I just threw by the wayside. I am not going to put $400 worth of stuff on this list anymore. So the other stuff will just have to wait. We're going to add this up, and we've got $164. So if we have an extra $164 come in this month, we'll plug it in here before we do anything else. Okay, so that's got us all set up for the month of March, and oh goodness. Now, if you all like these stickers, they are available in my Etsy shop, so they're linked down below in the description. So if you're interested, you can go check those out. If you're still with me, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate you more than you know. And I mean, this is all we've got. So my next video will be the March 10th paycheck budget with me. So once I find out how much this is going to be, I'll record that video and we'll make whatever adjustments we have to, because I'm a little bit afraid that this one's going to be short. So be sure to join me for that one. It should be interesting. In the meantime, if you're still in the mood to watch, YouTube's going to put the best video for you on the screen, think over here, and I will see you next time. Have a great couple of days, everybody. Bye.